just waiting for guests to join online, but I think if they've joined, then just checking the academic procession there. They're there yet. Our family members and friends have all joined us online. We have a nice big audience. You are very loved. So your family members and loved ones that have joined us online, as well as the lecturers, faculty, supervisors, etc., they are joining us and they will be able to see, even though the TV is in the front at the back, they will be able to see exactly what you're seeing. So it will be as if they're sitting in a chair behind you. We live in times of COVID now, so things are very different than they once were with big auditoriums. But for us, we actually enjoy the more intimate graduations because we actually get to celebrate with you rather than you running across the stage and getting to the other side. We have time to really embrace each and every one of you today. So my name is Dr. Marla Coonan. I'm the Executive Dean for Strategy and Stakeholder Management here at the Da Vinci Institute. And it is my honor today to be your Program Director at this momentous occasion, your graduation ceremony of your Bachelor of Commerce. Indeed, a wonderful milestone. So I'm going to ask the academic procession to come in, and when they do, that's when we will start the proceedings. But just before we do, I just wanted to cover a few things. So you'll see the cameras are here. That is for your professional photographs. So when you come up on stage, you'll see these little spots on the floor. Those are not actually for COVID. Those are for your photos. So if you want a nice photo, please stand on them. I will be speaking because I just feel that I really like to sort of mention your topics that you've done, your projects. Although that's not always common of a BCom, I feel that it is your unique contribution to the body of knowledge and your return on investment. So I will announce your project titles. And so when I do that, please don't look at me, please look at the camera. And then you will walk over there and receive your second photograph, which is when Louise, our registrar, will cap you. So please make sure to look as well when you are at that point. You are welcome, your family and friends, to take photographs, to take videos, etc. Please just don't use flash photography or keep your keep your phone on loud. And then your family at home will see exactly what you see here. And the other thing is that it's live on YouTube, and then we take it after it's live. We do just edit out the delays when people are walking, etc., and then it gets re-put up on YouTube so that you can download it whenever you want and re-enjoy your moment in the sun. So without further ado, I want to say to you, please stand as the academic procession will now be coming into the song Gaudiamus. Seated. So I would just like to welcome the academic procession, and so I'm going to say that Da Vinci is an institute that has students from multiple countries and multiple places, and I'm told that I always only use the South African greeting, so now I just mix it up, and every graduation I give a different greeting. So I will say greetings or welcome, Dumelang, Sanibonani, greetings, Groete, let's see if I get this right, Karibuni, Ola, Mohoreso, Zangu. I hope I covered some nationalities of our many students. And welcome to your graduation ceremony. Seated on my left-hand side is the Senate representative, Mr. Tsepo Langa, who I'm sure is also a lecturer of many of you here today. Seated to the left is our CEO and Executive Dean of Research and Institutional Partnerships, Professor Harbia Klopper, who represents the Council today. And then next to him is Ms. Louise Fuller, who is our Registrar and everything and anything legal. So in order for this to be a lawful gathering, I need to call on the highest academic body, which is Senate, to open this congregation as a lawful gathering of the Institute. Tsepo.
By the power vested in me as a member of the Da Vinci Institute Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering for the Da Vinci Institute.
Thank you. So you will notice that the procession has got their masks on, so those coming up to be awarded, you are welcome to take your masks off when you come up so that your photographs can see your smiles. Or those of you that wish to keep them on and remember, you are welcome to. Our graduation earlier this year was very much in the midst of COVID, so now it's a little bit easier, but I do understand, and it's really up to you entirely whether you wish to keep your mask on or not for your photographs. While you're sitting down, we do ask that you please do keep your masks on. There's exit doors on both sides of you. I know I look like I'm on an airplane. There are bathrooms at the end on both sides, but the graduation is about an hour before we join you and your family outside for some celebrations and snacks, so it's usually manageable to not move, but just in case any of you do need to. Fantastic, and thank you so much for that, Tsepo. That is indeed exciting that we get to open this. As you come up to graduate, I get to give you a little bit of an introduction to something, and that is about the importance of yourselves. I really want to say that if people sat outside and looked at the stars each night, I will bet they would live a lot more differently. When you look into infinity, you realize that there are more important things than what people do each day. I took this quote, I don't actually know who it's from, to be honest, because it was an unnamed author. But at Da Vinci at the moment, we're speaking a lot about the galaxy, which I'll explain later. But one of the reasons that I loved this quote so much is because I think it says something really important, and that is that we often don't embrace the life that we've been given because we're so busy trying to make plans for the future or perhaps even looking behind us. And our speaker today at the graduation ceremony this morning, he spoke about this thing of not looking in the rearview mirror the whole time. And when he was speaking this morning, I thought to myself, you know, it's a really important message there that often we take whatever's happening in our lives and we make it quite central because it impacts us to almost be overwhelmed by it. And I want to say today that you have achieved a remarkable achievement. To be a working adult and achieve your qualification is certainly no easy feat. And I think that I hope when you look up at the night sky, you not only see that Da Vinci is your academic home and you are one of the shining stars in our galaxy, but that you also are reminded of the fact that you have the right to live your best life and the things that make you passionate. I do not know your own personal experience. That is deep within each and every one of you. But what you do have control over is how you want to manage your own expectations into the future. And life does give us knocks, and it does give us hardships, and many of us have harder breaks than others. But I think the resilience that I hope you've learned in being an adult learner is something critical to that. I often speak about the fact, when I speak of the Da Vinci galaxy, that in this darkness, the brightest stars shine. And I want to remind you that when you look up at something like a galaxy, it's infinite. And I hope what you're reminded of is that our opportunities are infinite out there. Your ability to harness your remarkability is your own. And what you can achieve is boundless. When you came to Da Vinci, you would have no doubt done the 9 dots, where you would have been told about these 9 dots. And the idea of that is about connecting and collecting our energy flow and really harnessing what's out there in the world. But it is also about seeing what is beyond these 9 dots that get put in front of us. So for those of you that don't know, it's just an image where we tell people to use their pen and not lift it and, connect the dots. But the idea of that lesson is about stretching beyond what is possible. So today I want to tell you you're an infinite star in our galaxy, and we're indeed proud of you. But now it is time to celebrate your remarkable achievement. So I ask that when you come up, you don't run across here. The reason we're having it, as I said, is so that you can really take a moment, pose for your photos, enjoy your moment in the sun, smile at your family, both online and that are here, and really just take a moment to pat yourselves on the back and know that you have walked an incredible journey to get to this point today, and nobody did that for you. And yes, there are people alongside you who supported you, but you did the ultimate thing, and that is today why we are here to celebrate you. So I will now request permission from Senate to be able to grant these qualifications here today. And I would like to first start off by asking Senate member that I could request to confer the qualification Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management on the candidates that I am going to present to you today. Thank you. I've now been granted senatory permission, and I would now like to call up Mrs. Juliette Fourie to congratulate our first student who's going to graduate from Metro Mines. And we thank Juliette for investing in many students over the years and for her contribution to education in South Africa. Please may the academic procession rise. Our first student that I present to you today is Rochelle Buerta. Congratulations. Rochelle's project title is The Impact of Client Retention Management on Satisfying Client Servicing Needs within Metro Mines. I want to say to you today, Rochelle, as you receive this qualification, that I think client retention management, as I'm sure Juliette will agree, is something critical in times of COVID, as well as the world being such a competitive space. We have to continue to innovate new ways of maintaining our clients as competition grows. So congratulations on researching a really important topic. And as you get your get capped by Louise now, I ask that you and your family really celebrate today. And congratulations to you and the whole Buerta family. Congratulations. Well done. Thank you so much, Juliette, and to Metro Mines. We are now going to be introducing the next student. I introduce to you Paula Joanna Clift. Congratulations. Paula's project title is A Casual Investigation of the Effect of Increasing Operational Capacity at the Saldanha Multi-Purpose Terminal. I think that we all understand that people are extremely stressed in terms of operational capacity and being able to actually manage capacity. So Paula, I think the fact that you're looking at areas such as operational capacity, regardless of where you're looking at it, but within the community you did, you really are contributing something remarkable to operations management, and I congratulate you and the entire Clift family. Congratulations. The next student that I would like to introduce to you is Pascal Coubert. Congratulations. Did I pronounce it correctly, or did I pronounce your surname correctly?
Good enough.
No, I want it to be correct.
It's Cobalt.
Oh, Pascal Cobart. I'm going to repeat that. So Pascal Cobart's project title was Exploring the Relevance of an Instructional Designer in the Midst of Technological Advancements in the Learning and Development Arena. Now, as for us, as being in education, I'm sure you could give us a thing or two around instructional design. So, Pascal, I want to say to you that your contribution to the management of technology and in essence, the management of people, because that is what instructional design really impacts, the user interface. This is a very, very necessary topic. So congratulations, and I look forward to you advancing this study. Well done. As Pascal gets his cap from Louise, I want to say to the whole Kubart family, congratulations, and I wish you much luck and happiness on your path ahead. Congratulations. Our next student that we congratulate is Mosotli George Muki. Congratulations. The project title is The Impact of Limited Resources on Customer Service in MTN Stores. We all know that customers are critical to our business. And I think customer service in South Africa is something that we really do struggle with when you look at some of the movements in customer service. So it's an essential study you've conducted, and we're indeed proud of you. And to the entire Muki family, congratulations. So as Mosotli gets his cap, I hope I'm going to hear lots of shouting and cheering along with your family today. Those that have joined us online and here, congratulations. What we do is if a student is unable to join us, we do graduate them either online or in absentia, and our next student joins us online, Anri Oosthuizen. I think I see you at the back there, Anri. So I want to say to Anri Oosthuizen, congratulations. Project title, The Impact That Leadership Has on Small Business Success or Failure, a systematic review. I think many of us understand that small businesses often don't survive within the first 3 years, and small business and entrepreneurship is the way that we need to go with our levels of unemployment. So, Anri, I think you've contributed indeed a remarkable topic to your study, and I'm not sure if, Anri, you want to unmute yourself or if you're feeling quiet and shy. If you are not wanting to unmute yourselves, we will just say congratulations from here. So I'll wait 2 minutes to see if Anri does decide, but no pressure. Okay, I think Anri's decided to keep quiet, so we will say congratulations, Anri, on this remarkable achievement. Our next student who joins us is Rubendran Padiachi. Congratulations. Rubendran's project's title is Upskilling Employees on Automation and Digitization to Enhance Performance, an MTN case study. Rubendran, I've seen much movement in the automation and the digitization space, but no more important besides in the banking and the telecommunications sector. Your contribution to telecommunications in this critical field of management of technology and the management of people interface is something that I find extremely innovative, so you have certainly used the whole circle of tips, and I congratulate you and the Padiachi family. Congratulations. Congratulations as you get capped by Louise on this remarkable achievement. I hope you will celebrate alongside your family today. Now, Brian, I'm told they call you Brian, but you've got a full name that I'm going to try to pronounce, and if I get it wrong, you're going to tell me. Is it Khahelo Brian Ratsela? Thank you. So I want to say I will call you by your full name. Khahelo Brian Ratsela's project title is Improving Decision-Making in Banking Through the Adoption of Business Intelligence Tools. I think, Khahelo, that what I've seen most remarkably is that business intelligence tools can certainly shift organizations and make a massive difference. But if there isn't good decision-making, that doesn't happen. So I think the fact that you've covered both areas is really remarkable, and I look forward to your study being implemented in your organization. Congratulations. Janine, you are up. And so you might wonder why I have suddenly got whatever this is, a framed, I said earlier today, a present, then I thought it's not. So this is a beautiful framed certificate, so I will tell you what it is for if you just give me a moment. So I'm going to hand it over to Professor Klopper over there to hand over. And I want to say two things to you, Janine. The first thing is our next candidate up, and I want you to just wait 2 minutes before you come up, is Janine Reddy. Janine has achieved two remarkable achievements. So the first one is that we have a Top Achiever Award, and she is the top achiever for 2 areas, for the management and leadership development, and you are also the top achiever for problem solving, creative thinking, and decision making. Not only did you get a Top Achiever Award, but she has qualified cum laude. So well done. I now call up Janine Reddy to receive her Top Achiever Award. Janine's project title is a review of Nedbank's current recruitment process and recommendations to enhance its efficiency. I certainly think that recruitment and talent management, once people are recruited, are critical areas. So in the management of people and the innovations that you had in your projects, I congratulate you as well as on your cum laude and top achiever awards. Well done. So as you're captioning, I wish you and the Reddy family much celebration on your achievement, but most importantly, to remember the return on investment of your studies as you go out into the world. Congratulations. Our next student that we call up is Thabo Derek Sibia. Congratulations. Thabo's topic and project title is the alignment of departmental key performance indicators with the MTN Bright strategy to meet organizational goals. I think we all understand that KPIs and doing KPIs, as much as this is part of the management of people in HR, many people don't see the purpose of it. And so I think studies that are actually going into showing employees how important a key performance indicator is to better their job and to be more effective is really critical. And I congratulate you on tackling a very tough topic. Well done. So to the Sabia family, we wish you many congratulations on Thabo's wonderful achievement. Congratulations. In graduating our next student, Martine Marishen joins us online from SAPA to say congratulations to you, Brent. So I'm just letting you know that she is online. And I want to say to Brent Stale, congratulations on achieving your Bachelor of Commerce with a project title, Solving RTT Delivery Address Issues via Systems Management and Teamwork. I certainly think that problem probing, as we speak of as at Da Vinci, is something critical, but delivery address issues are something that we know can really hamper operational and logistical performance of organizations. So I congratulate you on taking a truly systemic approach to this by looking at it from a systems management, and when we speak of teamwork, I say a cooperative framework. So congratulations and well done to you, Brent. We thank you, Martine and SAPA, for always investing in students, and we really do appreciate this. Right, our next student to graduate is Petrus Johannes Kutsia. Congratulations. Petrus's project title is Leadership Challenges in a Growing Organization. I think many of us understand that organizations can actually succeed and flourish, or they can fail on the leadership that they actually conduct and how their leaders conduct themselves, because that's what builds organizational culture and climate. So congratulations on looking into that topic. People don't always realize how difficult leadership studies are when they're looking at top-tier management, because especially when you work in the organization, it's not always easy. We congratulate you and the Kutsia family on your remarkable achievement. Well done. Our next student is Gija Nature Makatwa. Congratulations. Gija's project title is Exploring the Impact of Digitalizing the Inventory Management System and Controls on Performance at the F.L. Smith Warehouse. I certainly believe, and we've seen a lot in terms of warehousing and the management of such, and so for me, the fact that you've looked at digitizing this inventory is something quite remarkable. I think a lot of warehousing projects are quite far behind, more so than people actually think, and this is really an amazing project that I think will take this organization forward, so congratulations. I want to say to the Makachwa family, congratulations on your remarkable star who's getting capped here today, and on taking the family name forward, congratulations. I would like to mention African Bank and their investment in students for what they have done for many students, but these particular two students as well. Our next student up is Kgalelelo Eva Moswang. Congratulations. Kgalelelo's title is The Impact of Ineffective Interdepartmental Communication on Customers at African Bank. Certainly an area after my own heart. Prof. Klopper is saying, please smile and don't let me look. Certainly something after my own heart. I really believe that communication is the key to many things that go wrong and right in organizations, with it being my own area of interest. So I think ineffective communication, people think is easy to look at, but when it's in your own organization and you are mentioning things to people, it's quite tough. And I hope that your company sees the improvements of what you've suggested. Well done. Congratulations to the whole Moswang family, and we hope, Kgalelo, that you get to celebrate alongside your loved ones on this remarkable achievement. So, I always say, and it's getting cliched, that they save the best for last, but I will say that you are looking very dapper today, Jabulile, so I will say that you are indeed a very good last choice. So today we're going to graduate our last student in this group, and that is Jabulile Vincent Tsehuela. Congratulations. Jabulile's project title is Exploring the Impact of Ineffective Interdepartmental Communication on the Customer Experience. So similar topic to Kgalelo, and I say similar things in terms of, I know it's in different spaces, but I think the ineffective communication aspects remain really important, and the impact of this also is something quite critical. Congratulations. Thank you. Please note that his was on customer experience, and I think that that is also just as critical, whereas the other one was on interdepartmental. So one being within the organization and one being towards the external of the organization, in case you thought I read the same topic twice. So Jabulile, congratulations. I also want to thank MTN, Metromines, African Bank, and SAPA for investing in the students. Thank you very much. I'm not quite going to let you sit down yet, because we have a very special award. So this was the first time in the history of Da Vinci where we've had 2 graduations in a year. We're doing that so that because we're doing smaller graduations. So we already had a May graduation, but we only give top achiever awards at the October graduation, because that is our main graduation. So we award all top achievers. So we had to call our next awardee back, but he has gladly obliged us, him and his lovely wife, because Russell Clark actually graduated from his, thanks Naradna, to Prof. Klopper. Russell Clark actually graduated from his BCom in May this year, and today Russell and his wife have rejoined us so that we can congratulate him on the Top Achiever Award in the Management of Systems to Mr. Russell Clark from First National Bank, who graduated in May 2021. This is a remarkable achievement, Russell, and we congratulate you and your entire family on this achievement. I got to spend some wonderful time with Russell and his wife after his graduation, and his passion for education and his passion for achievement is something quite remarkable. So Russell, it was no surprise to me when I saw in the program that you were coming back to us, and I congratulate you on both your achievements in May as well as this remarkable achievement, and congratulations to the Clark family. Well done. No, he doesn't go to Louise. He's graduated already. Okay, we've got a second award now. So every year, you can give it to Javier. Every year, what happens is that we have a number of awards that are called Senate Awards. So what happens with the Senate Awards is that if we do not have a candidate, we do not award it. But the idea of this is it's not to your cohort, it's to last year's, because we see what's happened within the year. So that is how these awards work. So your cohort, for example, would be awarded next year. So we have the Benjamin Anderson Award, which is given usually by Professor Ben Anderson, our executive chairperson of the Da Vinci Institute. The Benjamin Anderson Award is aimed at recognizing outstanding performance in the Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management qualification. A critical feature of this qualification is the applied research component, which we did all your project titles today, that focuses on allowing the student to address a burning issue or challenges identified in the workplace or community. an approach unique to the Da Vinci Institute. Within this context, research should have a purpose and positive impact on the community or organization. It is not only about that, but the award will be presented to a student who's passed the program cum laude and who's achieved a minimum of 75% in their workplace challenge or research modules. So you can understand why some years we don't have students. And this year, the award goes to Miss Mandy Stanton from the SA Home Loans Group in Durban, who has joined us virtually. So Prof. Klopper, you and Seppo will stand in the photo together. And Mandy, if you could please unmute yourself if you can. I see Mandy is not. Oh, there? Where is she? Hi, Mandy.
Hello.
We just wanted to congratulate you. We are holding your certificate, if you can see us, and it will be sent to you. But we just wanted to know if you wanted to say anything on your award.
I'd just like to say thank you very much to everybody who supported me. It's such an amazing achievement. I can't believe it. I'm speechless. Thank you, everybody. It's much appreciated.
You're indeed remarkable, Mandy, and thank you for joining us online. Congratulations. I would now like to call on Seppo to close the proceedings before I continue with some of the other aspects. And then Professor Klopper is also going to address us as our guest speaker today. But I'd like to dissolve the formal part of the proceedings first. Thank you.
Wow. As a member of Senate of the Da Vinci Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management. Thank you.
So at each graduation ceremony, we always have a guest speaker. And today the guest speaker is actually our CEO, Professor Klopper. And I always say that he's a remarkable speaker and educator for many reasons. Besides the fact that I always joke with him and tell him he's a radio celebrity, because I think he's been on SABC radio like every Friday night I get to hear him, that I thought he was actually the host of the show. But besides that, Prof. Klopper's passion for education spans over 25 years. And what I love about him is, although he is known, because I've known him for many more years before Da Vinci, he's held executive and senior positions at many public and private providers. He's represented South Africa at many international conferences. He's also someone who consulted to business on a number of occasions. So his ability to actually synergize between the needs of business and the business imperative and academia, where many of us sit and have wonderful ideas, but we're not great at implementing them. I always say that Prof. Klopper is able to actualize what he teaches and what he supervises. He is a very well-known researcher in terms of having published in international and local journals, and he's an editor and he's an evaluator on many journals, which in the academic space is something really important. He has also supervised multiple honors, masters, and doctoral students to fruition. In fact, we graduated one of his students last night. He's done so at many public institutions and privates, which is why he still holds the title of professor, because he still supervises at that level. And I think the thing for me about Prof. Klopper is about the fact that what he does is a passion. So I said earlier, if you look at the stars and you think of infinity, anything is possible. I have never ever seen Prof. Klopper ever give up on a student. He is with them right to the end, but it is about, when I speak about characteristics, and you think of the things that Da Vinci values, things like curiosity, being transdisciplinary, co-creating, I cannot think, and being inclusive, I cannot think of a person who does this better or more than Prof. Klopper. And it's certainly not because he is my boss, because I thought this about him way before he was one. And that is another thing. As a leader of our institute and working with many of us as our leader, he is someone who truly epitomizes what we speak of as the cooperative framework, meaning that he will always circle us and say, give me your views, give me your opinions. So we're really able to lead under his guidance. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you the CEO of the Da Vinci Institute, Professor Habia Klopper, to address you today.
Program Director, Dr. Kunin, Thank you very much for inviting me here, Representative Council, the Registrar, and most important, the graduates and your spouses and your family for being here today. I think it's a momentous moment where we're here to celebrate success, look into the future, and reflect back on what happened this year. I have no doubt in my mind that there's a lot of hard work that not many people know of, late hours in the night, early mornings, and for that we are rewarding you and we acknowledge that. And everybody that had an input during that journey, we're thankful for that, but most of all, congratulations to each one of you. Now, as I thought about what I can share with you today, last week as I was driving, and I must confess, I stopped at the garage and I bought one of those big boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts. And I thought, let me talk to you guys about donuts today. Now, you may wonder why donuts. If you think about a donut, I suspect many of you, when you buy donuts in the store, have preference for those with the icing on and the sugar and the jam. It's a variety, and then some might say, but I'm a more of a savory person. So I first want to challenge you, why don't we get savory donuts out there? Have you thought about that? Now, if you think about the donut, and this is where I want to take the discussion, the concept of a donut is a round hole in the center, and there's an outer frame. It's almost like a wheel with a hole. Now, in the South African context, I want to latch on the discussion of a book by Kate Rawson on the donut economy. And the point that Kate is making, Oxfam University student, is that in the center of the donut, that's where you find the social system in any country or society in the world. And everything that goes around that are monetized in many ways, and we try and make money, and you know, we're all business leaders in going in that direction, but we quite often forget we have one role and one responsibility only, and that's to look at humans and the role of human in the future. So we tend to lose the focus on society. And that's hence we speak about the socioeconomic focus at Da Vinci. So that's the inner circle. And the outer side of the circle, which you like, she compared with the planetary or the ecosystem in the sky, the galaxy. And in between is everything that we do in business. Now, when you were onboarded, we spoke about the difference between a chef and a cook. And we all agreed you need to be a cook first, and then you can become a chef. Now, in the last 3 years you've been cooking, and now we can recognize you as chefs and say, using all the ingredients, all the different words, all the tools, all the narratives, all the stories, how do you utilize that to bake your own donut? Thinking about the society in the center, and ultimately the galaxy on the outside, and everything that we do on our daily lives from Monday to Sunday, which you like. How do you mix those ingredients? How do you make magic from that? And I think that's one of the challenges we do have, and we need to ask ourselves that question. Now, if you look about the theory in economics, and I don't want to go in there, but the modern monetary theory make a big case and say, questioning the role of the state. And it tells us the state don't have a bigger role to play in the future. In fact, the state need to play a lesser role. Last night, our chairman of the institute made the comment, he actually want to have less of an impact. Meaning less of impact in society, looking at what you leave behind, looking at the earth and the green piece. So the question is, how do we then as leaders step up to this challenge to say, if the state, and I don't want to say at the moment a lesser role is probably where we need to go, a different role, a redefined role, what will be your role? How do we find that balance? How do we match that interplay? So if you want to change the world, what language are you going to use? What words are you going to make and rely on? What narrative are you going to present to us? What story will you tell, and what will that be? Will that be driving profit? Looking at that inner side of the donut and putting some sugar coating on that, because we all have a sweet tooth now and then? Or will you take the high road and say it's more about the people and less about the profit, and looking at what we leave behind and finding that balance? Now, don't take me wrong, shareholders don't take these words kindly. You know, they normally want more of the one and less of the other. But I think as business leaders, stepping out there, although we success in graduating today, you actually have a huge responsibility on your shoulders. As Da Vincians, our urge to you is to go out there, influencing the sentences, influencing the words, changing the narrative. Start co-creating, not just collaborating, looking at society, looking at societal economic impact. that we have different donuts out there, a donut for every situation. At the end, make sure that the donuts all look attractive and all can make and change the influence. So the next time you walk into the garage store and you look at those crispy donuts, think about this and the future. The emphasis should not be on the crust. The emphasis should not be on the center, what jam is in there. It's the whole donut. The whole integrated system is important. Everything is interconnected. And if you reflect about what we engage you with and what we shared with you, and how you collaborate and co-created in the classes, it's all about that interconnectedness. Collecting the dots and connecting them. And we urge you to go out there and find more dots. Collect more dots. Change the narrative. And that, I think, is a big calling, and we trust you on that. Once again, congratulations. We're very proud of you. And go out there and make donuts. Thank you, Dr. Peter.
Thank you so much, Prof. Klopper. I think two things from that. I saw a meme the other day which had a donut, and it was covered in beautiful frosty pink with lots of sprinkles and sparkles, and inside was baked beans. And it says, this is a 2020-2021 donut. And I think that the other point to what Prof. Klopper is saying is that we are often faced with challenges, and the donut may just very well be filled with baked beans. And I know some of you may love baked beans, but I'm sure not in a donut. And the reality around that is that we are challenged on a daily basis as individuals to be a whole person. And when we speak about that holistic person, we often speak about this concept at Da Vinci, where we speak about embracing your light and your shadow. And I often think of the fact when we speak about this, Prof. Anderson loves to put you in a circle, and then he makes you be the person in the middle of the circle and speak when you get to doctoral level or master's level. And those of you, I hope, will join Curiosity and see, well, now it's virtual, but it's literally about the circling. And yesterday when we had our laureate, our little young laureate, Professor Saborno, what we did there was we got him into a circle with a discussion. And people always find it uncomfortable that there's someone sitting behind you. And me having been in that circle, I can promise you, it is not a nice feeling. But why we challenge students with that, and particularly at the doctoral level, is because our belief is that self-reflection plays a critical role in being a whole person. So it is none of us can just be light. We all have shadows. We all have things either that we don't want other people to know, that maybe we don't like about ourselves, or things we really struggle with. And so what we're saying as well is that your donut is your holistic being, and that circle is about cooperative integration. And so I'm using your donut analogy now for cooperative circles. I like it. I think I'm going to put a donut in our galaxy. And around that is really speaking to the fact that if you embrace both the light side of you and the dark side of you, you will truly be a holistic person and reach that point where you feel comfortable within yourself. And I really believe that that is when true leadership is unleashed. I think a lot of you have done topics in things like toxic leadership and those areas, and if you look in our program that you've got before you, you'll see that a lot of people look into this. And I think that often toxic leadership comes from insecure leaders. Because if you're a secure leader, you would have no issue if those beneath you, and I don't mean that in a social context, obviously I mean it just in a hierarchical organizational context. Please believe me that you would have no issues embracing that if you were secured within yourself. And so I really believe as leaders of this country, you need to embrace both the light and the dark. So that would be embracing both the sweet and the baked beans in your donut, but also remembering that cooperative leadership, circular leadership is really important. And what that speaks to is that we don't actually have somebody that's sort of a high order person, so a president or a priest or whatever, telling us what to do, but rather that leader says, come sit in my circle and give me your contributions. And again, that takes a leader who actually has courage, confidence, resilience, agility. And I'm sad to say that I often see organizational leaders unable to do that. and many others who do it remarkably. And I think that that distinctly impacts an organizational culture, an organizational climate, and also the experience of employees working there. We do work wherever we work, whether we're entrepreneurs or working for organizations, for a minimum of probably 70% of our life. So it would be wonderful if those cultures and climates were actually engaged by leaders like yourselves who embrace both the light and the shadow. So I saw that Ansi did join us. So Ansi, we did already graduate you, but if you do want to say something, you are welcome to. I saw while Prof. Klopper was speaking that you did manage to re-log in. So I just wanted to ask you if you wanted to say anything, Ansi, if you're still on. I saw you were struggling. I'm sorry, Anri. Sorry about that. Anri Oosthuizen. Okay, I think Anri is keeping quiet. So Anri, maybe you were on, but if you weren't, you are welcome to get the recording where we announced your name and your project title and congratulated you and your family. Apologies for the error in the name there. And so now what we generally do at the end of graduations is we serenade our graduates with the words of God Bless Africa. And obviously we can't have our opera singers here with us, and so we will do this online. And we hope you and your family online enjoy these few moments of music and melody. So as I said to you all that we speak a lot about the Da Vinci Galaxy, and so I'll ask for my galaxy image to come up, and there we go. So you can see the twinkling stars, and there's only one of my constellations there. I have multiples that can come up, but that is the remarkable cow, as you see. And I will start off by saying to you, in a galaxy far, far away, tucked into the gas, gravity, and dust of all our inner particles, lies a very significant galaxy, the Da Vinci Galaxy, and its bright, beautiful, and remarkable stars. And so today, in this beautiful galaxy amongst the remarkable cow, and there's a reason for that, which I will explain later, you are not a cow, I would like to welcome our shining stars, Rochelle, Paula, Pascal, Mosotli, Anri, Rubendran, Kachelo, Janine, Tabo, Brent, Petrus, Khalilelo, Jabulile, Russell and Mandy. Although you're already stars, we are re-shining your star today, so both of you, into our Da Vinci Galaxy. And when we speak about this galaxy of remarkability, there's a lot of things that we speak about. So the one part of it is around this uniqueness of each individual. At Da Vinci, we ask our students to let their voices be heard when they start. And often students do find this a little bit uncomfortable, but as time goes on, they're able to. And we say to you that every single star is unique. Even though there are billions and billions of stars in the galaxy, every one of them has their own name, their own coordinates, their own space to twinkle in the sky. They are at different trajectories. And that is the one thing we want to say, that every single student at Da Vinci, every alumnus of Da Vinci, which you now are because we've dissolved the congregation, are actually our shining stars that remain in this galaxy. But the other part of it is that stars collectively form a constellation. And so the cow of remarkability is one of ours. The 9 dots that form a kite is another. The tips framework is another. When you see our branding on our social media, on our website, in our research reports, in your programs, you will see the different constellations. But we say to every one of you, that is your academic home's constellations. But each of you make your own unique constellation in your micro, meso, macro, and exo environments. So in your families, your belief systems and structures, your children, grandchildren, whatever you choose to call family, because it's not always blood. So whoever surrounds you, your community, your everybody. And then you obviously have your work environment and your work persona, and more broadly, the world and everything that surrounds it. We are saying to you, build your own unique constellations. Prof. Klopper, I assume yours is a donut. We say build your own constellation, and we want to hang that constellation high up in the Da Vinci galaxy. But a galaxy, I told you at the beginning, looking up at the stars, is infinite. So I want you to know that no matter where you go in the world, no matter how good or bad your life is at any moment, every time you look up at the night sky, just know that your academic home of belonging is always with you. Whether your feet are in the beautiful beach sand, or they're in the water somewhere, or they're in the dusty street somewhere, please remember that you always have a place here. We have no closed doors, and the campus is open 7 days a week, and there's a reason for that. You can go online anytime to us, and that is because we want you to know that this is your academic home of belonging for now and always, because you made your mark on us as much as we hope we've made our mark on you. And so I want to say a quote by Augustine Mandino, which says, "I will love the light, for it shows me the way, yet I will love the darkness, for it shows me the stars." And that's what I started off by reminding you about, that darkness and the stars that shine, but also that duality between your light and your shadow to become a whole person. Last night, we awarded the youngest professor, Professor Sabono Isaac Bari, with his laureate award. And at the same time, we were honored to award our second laureate. For the first time, we had 2 laureates, and that was Dr. John Carney. So we went from a huge generational duality, but both of them, ironically, without knowing it, spoke about duality. And at Da Vinci, what we also say is that light and darkness is a form of duality. The human and technology in the 5th Industrial Revolution is a form of duality. And I'm saying to you today that as much as Prof. Klopper has said that business and business imperatives are important to organizations, those 3 words that Prof. Bari spoke of last night, I mean, at only 9 years old, he says, empathy, love, and creativity is what schools are not doing enough of to nurture students' love of maths and science. You can watch on YouTube, etc., we've got the clips. But he spoke about this fact that love, empathy, and creativity are things that are needed. Now, when you think that he's a mathematician and a scientist and somebody who's been recognized by Harvard and the University of Mumbai, you would think that he wouldn't speak to those type of, soft areas. But he says that calculus and science, they're art to him. And I suppose when I saw that, and then Dr. Carney spoke about the fact that people always say, parents, you must go out there and you must go get, an accounting degree or whatever, and then you can do your other job, like humanities, social sciences, and like acting. And I mean, if you look at Dr. Carney, he has a prolific career. And so again, it's that duality between the management of people and innovation being quite creative and, empathetic areas where you really have to have a good understanding of listening and communication, versus on the other side, that quite hard scientific approach to things like calculus. So we hope here that you have had many dualities in yourself and out there in the world, and that you utilize these going forward in all aspects of your life. And you never forget the things that we hope that you value alongside us at Da Vinci, which is your insatiable curiosity to always keep that creative thinking and that inner child in you alive. And the other thing is obviously the co-creation. We build our lives around people and surrounding people, and every time you engage with someone, you co-create a new reality with that person. Just like every time you start a new job or a business, you co-create. And then obviously looking at things like inclusivity. There's nothing worse than a tick box which says, we are transformed. That is not what inclusivity is. It is about a true and deep understanding that the world is made up of diverse individuals that come with different backgrounds, creeds, races, genders, belief systems, and it is about embracing holism in an individual and being truly inclusive, not just tick-boxly inclusive. And lastly, we speak about transdisciplinarity, and every single topic that I read today has forms of transdisciplinarity in it, because although, say, for example, you looked at communication, you also looked at leadership. If you looked at something, in education, and then you looked at something connected to leadership, so there are multiple ways that you've been transdisciplinary. And I hope that all of these values that we have hopefully brought into your work and your studies have enhanced your future and enhanced where you are going. But I'd like to say in closing something really important to me, and that is that we wouldn't be without you. And so I want to say that when I speak of Ubuntu, I usually speak of your family sitting alongside you. But today I want to say to each and every one of you that at Da Vinci, we see you as part of our Ubuntu culture, and that is because we are, because you are. So I know Ubuntu stands for I am, because we are, but we are turning it around and saying we are because of each and every one of you sitting here today. We would not be here without our shining stars. So I would like to ask something a little untraditional and ask the procession to stand and ask our graduates to remain seated, and to ask each of your family to stand, and for us to say to Rochelle, to Paula, to Pascal, to Masotli, to Anri, to Rubendran, to Chahelo, to Janine, to Tabo, to Brent, to Petrus, to Halalelo, to Jabulile, to Russell and Mandy. We give you a huge round of applause and a big shout out. Woo! Woohoo! Congratulations. Now I ask our graduates to rise as well. We will be singing the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa in recognition that our qualifications, although they are diverse and can be utilized everywhere, they are South African accredited qualifications, and I invite you and your family that are here to join us outside afterwards for some snacks. And if you'd like to take some photos with my handsome procession here, and pretty as well, Louise, you are welcome to with each of your family or individually. You will get your professional photos, but those are just by my team, and your program conveners can email them to you, or you can take with your cell phones, etc. afterwards. And please get some snacks and some refreshments. So we will now sing the anthem of the Republic of South Africa, and then the academic procession will leave, followed by each of you.
God.